Sunset Cove Mining is a junior exploration company listed in Canada on the TSX Venture Exchange, as well as on the BVL, the Lima Stock Exchange. We did this because we wanted to bring the Peruvian investment community into our company. As you can see from the following presentation, we work together as partners. The underlying theme behind Sunset Cove is minimizing risk. And how do you minimize risk as a junior exploration company? You minimize risk, we believe, by focusing on only one country, in our case, Peru. The second way to minimize risk is to focus on exploration, because exploration can return the best return on value to shareholders. An important difference between Sunset Cove and other junior exploration companies is management owns over 10% of the company. Management is intertwined with the idea and the dreams of shareholders. We're in silver because we believe that silver has strong potential, even compared to gold. It's been underperforming gold over the years, and we think that, much like Eric's brought, gold to silver ratio will return to something more in balance. Maybe not 16-1 like it had been historically, but something better than the 50-52-1 that it is now. And also, if you look at it realistically, the in situ value of reserve and resources is much higher for silver than it is for gold. Why explore in Peru? Again, getting back to what I was talking about before, minimizing the risk. Peru is one of the top 10 mining countries in the world. Less than 20% of the country has been explored. Therefore, there's tremendous potential for discovery. Many world-class copper, silver, and gold mines are waiting to be found. It's got tremendous infrastructure. It's got a road system that travels throughout the whole country. Energy is being put in. It's got a lot of water for mining use. It is the world's number 2 producer of silver, fighting usually neck and neck with Mexico, third in gold, third of copper. It's got a well-educated technical population. There's a lot of universities churning out engineers and geologists, people who can work in all the projects that are there. And recently, Peru was ranked 2nd in Latin America for economic freedom by the Fraser Institute of Canada. The one property that we have is the Carolite property. We just extended it to 20,000 hectares. It's in the north of the country, a 1-hour flight from Lima to Trujillo, which is the major city, and then it's an 8 or 9-hour ride into the property. As you can see from the next slide, the property is the road that we take to the property. You've got Pan American Silver operation. You've got Barrick's lowest cost gold operation. You've got a new copper gold mine called La Arena, which is a Rio Alto, which is a Canadian Peru listed company. And then you've got a number of privately owned Peruvian companies that have been mining gold, some of them for close to 60 to 70 years. So we're surrounded by gold operations and a silver operation, all within 20 to 50 kilometers. The Carolite vein is what attracted us to the property. It has 230 meters of underground workings. The sampling we did prior to buying the property showed 269 grams per ton of silver in a vein structure that averaged between 1.5 to 3 meters wide, which makes it economic if you can find enough silver. The idea behind the Carolite project to date is between 6,000 to 10,000 meters of diamond drilling to allow us to come up with a new 43-101 report on the property, one that would have a resource calculation, and that should be ready by Q1 of next year, 2013. And recently, as you can see, we've announced this summer from surface sampling work and mapping 2 new structures that are very wide. The Lindsey structure, which is 27 meters wide, and news release we just put out the other day shows an average grade of 88 grams, but with some very high silver results, over 1,500 grams per ton. The Maria structure, which we know is approximately 8 meters wide, is found in a gorge. It runs about 200 meters in length, as well as has a drop of 200 meters, where we're seeing similar mineralization. And off of the Maria structure, as we announced recently, are the Maylin and Maylin 1 veins that are mantle-like in as much as they're flat as opposed to up and down. And they were grading over 130 meters of mineralization. So we're quite happy, and that's where we're going to be drilling this fall. Ideally, by the end of November, we'll have at least one drill on a property drilling into the Lindsey vein, short holes, about 150 meters, holes that should be completed in less than a week. And within 2 weeks after that, results from those holes. So you're looking at a very strong news release news flow over the next 4 months, even through January and February. The next slide is what we call the golf club. We have 7 veins up in the shaft of the club. And down below, we have 13 new veins and structures. As I said, very large veins and structures. So we believe by the end of the year, by Q1, of next year, in the resource calculation from drilling up off of PC1 and PC2 into the shafts of the club, that we would be able to come up with about 8 to 10 million ounces of silver. If we extrapolate that over the property, length of the property, the 2 kilometers, we think we have more than 100 million ounces of silver. Right now, silver in situ is being evaluated at somewhere around $1.40 or $1.50 an ounce in the ground. So that makes it an in situ value of the company, we believe, closer to $140 to $150 million. And currently the market cap is less than 10 million. The next slide shows the 5 anomalies on the property that we do have. We are working on Anomaly 1 and Anomaly 2, which is the golf club. The Anomaly 3 sector is something that we're doing some mapping on right now, and we should have some results shortly on that. Sunset's strategy to create value. Again, we're repeating ourselves, but it's important that everybody understands. We're focused only in Peru. We have 2 people in Canada and 3 people full-time in Peru. We're a very lean operation, but because we're focused in one country, it makes it a much better investment. We explored near old mines or existing mining camps, as I showed you from the map before, where there are about 8 or 10 operating mines around us. The Carolite property that we bought from the owner was 5,000 hectares, and we've increased that to almost 20,000 hectares now. As I said earlier, we are near necessary infrastructure. We're focused on discovery and delivering the value that can be returned by discoveries. We want to build reserves and resources, and the exit strategy for the shareholders, the best one that we think, is sale of the property to a larger company where they can spend the more money on a go-forward basis to bring up the ore to the ground. Sunset Cove is an experienced management and board. Myself, I've been in the mining sector for the past 20 years as president, vice president, consultant. Helped to raise over $170 million for 3 different companies. Mark Blais is a CPA. He has been in Peru for the past 16 years, starting and involved in 3 different companies, and having raised over $30 million for the 3 of them. Jacques Arsenault, CFO, is a part-time CFO in Canada. Our team in Peru is led by Jose Luis Abduaba, Bratson Salvador, and Carlos Leon. Each of them have a minimum of 15 years experience in the mining sector, and Bratson and Carlos have worked for both local Peruvian companies as well as multinationals. The capital structure of the company to date, 94 million shares, 54 of those in Canada, 40 million in Lima on the BVL. We have 12 million shares in the hands of institutions, a little over 8.5, that needs to be updated, 8.5 million shares in the hands of management and directors. And the milestones for the balance of 2012 and 2013 is 6 to 10,000 meters of diamond drilling, continuation of geophysics and sampling programs, a new 43-101 report with a resource calculation, and continuing to claim additional land to allow the eventual JV partner to get enough space to put his plant and facilities in to put the Carolite project into production. Thank you.